Hi, I'm Kendra with Where's the Moon Astrology, and today I'm talking about Jupiter's transit through Scorpio for the Taurus ascendant. Okay, so first things first, I am not making this video for Taurus Sun. So if you're a Taurus Sun and you think that this video is going to apply to you, probably not the case unless you happen to have the same Sun and ascendant sign. But I'm making this for Taurus ascendant. So I will link you in the description of this video to where you can find out what your ascendant sign is in a quick and easy way. But basically, it is your rising sign. The sign that was ascending in the east at the time of your birth. And it begins your whole chart system. So it's really going to affect Taurus ascendants, not Taurus suns for the most part. Okay, so for Taurus ascendant, Jupiter is activating your 7th house. 7th house is the house of the other. So if you're looking at the astrological chart and you're looking at the first house, which is Taurus for you, you are looking at the place from which you are viewing the world. On the other axis, the 7th house, the descendant, you have everybody else. So there tends to be some kind of divide between the way you see yourself and the way you see the rest of the world. So with the first house being the house of the self and the 7th house being the house of the other, the general other, and of course partnerships, we're looking at a transit that's really going to have an influence on how you interact with other people. Jupiter being in Scorpio, overall, Jupiter in Scorpio is expanding all things scorpionic. It's expanding depth, it's expanding sex, it's expanding power, it's expanding all the things of Scorpio. So with Jupiter entering your 7th house, you are going to be experiencing an increase in your power in the realm of relationships and the realm of the way that you interact with others. So I would think that with Jupiter in Scorpio, a very powerful sign in your 7th house, you might have a lot more influence over others because Jupiter is a very benefic planet. Jupiter expands, it brings blessings, it's basically, you know, magical fairy dust. So with Jupiter going into your 7th house, you're going to have a lot more power and a lot more influence in your relationships with others. I would think that with Jupiter and Scorpio, you're also going to be more powerful in business as it relates to your partnerships and the people that you have to interact with on a day-to-day basis. Because remember, Jupiter is blessings and the 7th house is the general other. Now, the 7th house also has a reputation for being about marriage, for being about romantic partnerships. This is not all it's about, but it does have a reputation for that. Now, I've seen a lot of people who have Jupiter going through their 7th house, who have a very positive relationship come into their lives at this time. So it could be that you're meeting somebody who is going to be absolutely influential in your futures, maybe even a marriage partner. I met someone when I went through this transit, Jupiter in the 7th house. I actually had a couple relationships, but I met somebody who really changed my life completely. It ended up being a long-term relationship. It didn't last. So that's something else that I want to talk about. Jupiter in the 7th might bring relationships, but just because you get a relationship under this influence, or you meet someone under this influence, does not mean they're going to be right for you, or, you know, long-term right for you. They might be right for you during this transit, but it's expanding your relationships. It's expanding how you're dealing with others. It's expanding your interaction with other people. So I've seen a lot of people who have a very benefic relationship come into their lives at this time. Somebody who's able to get them through difficulties. Under this influence, you often meet somebody who's going to be there long term. It's it's partnership. It's not just flings. Like the 5th house is like about flings, fun, romance, creativity. The 7th house is really about more committed partnerships. So this could be somebody who's in it for the long haul, or somebody who really wants to have a relationship with you. Now, because Jupiter is in Scorpio, Scorpio has a lot of positive traits, but it also has this dark undercurrent to it. Scorpio is also about power, control, the darker side of life, the taboo. So you might see a bit of an increase in things of that, like those kinds of themes in your relationship. You might also experience a lot of transformation, probably more positive transformation being that it's Jupiter, but you might experience a lot more transformation If you're already in a relationship, this can indicate a time during which your relationship undergoes a lot of positive transformation. Probably, really benefic influences in your relationship. You might experience, a general more closeness with your partner, or being able to share on a more intimate level with them. Again, this is also the house of the general other. So you might experience, more friendships. You might experience better business partnerships. Anything having to do with other people. There's going to be a general improvement in your connections to others. Your friendships, your business partnerships, your romantic relationships. This might even be a time during which you get married or receive a marriage proposal if you are in a long-term relationship. So that was my video on Jupiter and Scorpio for the Taurus ascendant. I do offer chart readings. Please check out the link in the description of this video. I offer transit chart readings, which would give you a closer look into what's going to be going on for you personally under this transit, as well as, all the other transits you're going through right now. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will have Gemini out for you shortly.